There we go. Okay, good morning. I'm trying to finish chewing this almond up. We are going to do some deep breathing. I'm going to count you in a descending order. 3, 2, 1. You're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm coming back in frame. How y'all doing? Good morning. I am Dr. Donna Louise Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Darnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Eva II, and great-granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your mental morning workout. Before we get this party started, water, liquid gold, Vasa, H2O, agua. Your brain is 75% water, and that means that you need to hydrate. If you're on the West Coast like us, some of us have just woken up this morning, you slept, you dehydrated, you need to drink some water. Today, that's the wrong page. Here we go. Today is number 692 day live for me. 692 days. That's 692 days, coming around third on 2 years, not 3 years, 2 years. And here is what I thought about. Yesterday I was sitting, interacting with students in the chat and everything else. And I was thinking about, I had two options today. I could do the next principle of real leadership, which would be reward openly, or do something different. And I opted for doing something different. And so as I was sitting there thinking, a couple topics going back and forth, polished came to be. And I did nail polish for the brain bit a couple days ago, but polished. So I'm gonna ask you a question while there are two captive audience members here. What is the first thought that enters into your mind when you hear the word polished? Polished. What do you think? First thought, polished. What comes to mind? Good morning. I'm listening. I'm not feeling well, and the pills make me sleepy. Okay, Lola will feel well. If you fall asleep, I totally understand. Okay, who was the second person? The second person must be the ops. Because they are not answering. Okay, cool. Got it. Roger that. Okay. Nola, can you re-ask the question? Just got on. Yes, ma'am. The question is, polished as it sits above my head. What is the first thought that enters into your amazing brain? What are you thinking about when you hear polished? Mastermind, thank you for that. Answer the question. What is the first thought that enters into your mind when you hear polished as it sits above my head? I think that's apropos that the spacing just worked out like that. Does something off. Lola, I thought you said you was listening. How you gonna, are you gonna rest or not, Lola? I thought you just said you listening. Okay. You know your body. Got it. Does something off. Polished shoes. Used to have to polish my boots when I was in the Army. They don't have those boots anymore. Okay. Nola, being elite or professional. All right. Remember your answer when we get to the end. Remember your answer. And now my second question to you is, how polished are you? How polished are you? So Lola, you said dust something off. So how dust free are you? Mastermind, you said polished shoes. So are you as polished as some shoes? Nola, you said being elite or professional. How polished are you? Being either a leader or professional. Yes, ma'am. You can pick one. Yeah, you said that as your answer. Got it. I thought it popped up again. Need to work on myself, ma'am, and a lot of room to be polished. That's the honest answer. Be honest is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So being honest, because if you know where you are, you can make a strategy to get where you need to go. And as you are typing your answer, I am from Detroit. Good morning, Jared. The question on the table is, how polished are you? How polished are you? I am from Motown. I am from the Motor City. I'm better as far as business goes. Yes, ma'am. And so Barry Gordy worked at Ford, and then he used that whole manufacturing system to create that Motown sound, that polished. They had to go to etiquette training, and people had to learn how to perform and interview and all of these things so that you had this polished existence from every last Motown artist. They were extremely polished. We don't see that today, but we saw it back then. It was the standard of par excellence. Will Detroiters try to be proper instead of polished? Yes, that's what happens now. I'm not, I'm seeking better. Good morning, Erica. And so today we are here to talk about polished because there was a point where people were more polished than they are. More polished in their experience, in their presentation of themselves in everyday life, more polished in their presentation of things that they do, more polished in their work ethic. There was a point when we were more polished globally. And because of the McDonaldization of society, you can read that book. It's a great book. I went to Hitsville Museum this year. Very inspiring, empowering, awesome. Right there on West Grand Boulevard. Okay, so your answer to yourself, though, is, Jared, is how polished are you? So here's the thing. We are losing our polish. To Lowe's point, dusty. As humanity, we are dusty. We are disheveled. We are overweight. We are unkempt. We are not polished. And we're not really, and the issue is we're not really ratchet, ghetto, extremely ignorant, or extremely positive. We're all kind of just sitting there, and I'm saying collectively, okay, collectively unpolished. Unpolished. And so you don't have to be dressed to the nines to go outside. You do need to wash your ass. you do need to not stink, because your stink, we can smell it. You need to step it up. Okay, you do not, I don't have acrylic nails on. I don't wear makeup anymore. I don't have my eyebrows filled in, but I do have on lotion, and I do have on shea butter, and the teeth that are remaining in my mouth are brushed. Okay, so this whole notion of anything goes is, the problem is that it all went. It all left. So it's in manufacturing defects, it's in the food and the stores. Everybody is unpolished in some way, some shape, some form, or fashion. And so I think it's Justin Timberlake that said, I'm bringing sexy back. I'm bringing polish back, because we don't know how to act. That's what's taking place. And so I find myself having 5 communication certifications. And when I'm presenting, it feels different. And you all don't understand why. And it's because I have 5 communication certifications from an international level, military, and corporatization. That's why it seems like it's polished, even when it seems extemporaneous. It's because I'm certified 5 times in 5 different types of communication. And I've been teaching people how to do things since I was 14 years old in ROTC at Cass Tech High School. And so there is this level, and because I'm a Taurus, we want everything to be polished and spit shined and all nice and bright. And sometimes that doesn't bode well for people. In Nola's first 2 years of business, I would say tap that, make that smooth, clean that, wipe that off. When we leave, we got furniture wipes. I'm dusting, vacuuming, rolling, and everything else. So when we're finished, if you look at any of her photos, you would never be able to tell that sometimes it was a tight space, the room was junky and everything else, because there's just this piece of furniture, this TV mount, this other thing. It's just polished. And so we are not polished. And so I asked myself this question yesterday. Why are people not polished? And it is because of emotional dysregulation. We are in a comfort cocoon globally. And as a result of that, people seek comfort first. I don't need to put on real shoes. I'm going to just put on some Crocs. And the Crocs are dirty as hell. I don't need to put on real pants. Good morning. Welcome from TikTok. I don't need to put on real pants. These pajama pants are comfortable. Could they be clean? Could they be clean and can you choose clean and comfort? I don't need to put on. Back in the day, we had scarves. We didn't just have raggedy ass, old, oily ass bonnets on our heads and beards that have food in it and nails that have dirt in it. And so there's this unkept, disheveled look that we have just now said that this is acceptable for society. And that is why cars don't work. We've seen a lot of cars catch on fire. And so they just get out the car and boom, the car is on fire. Why? Because it's not polished. In the assembly line, they used to have checks and balances, and you couldn't go from one part of the assembly line to the other part of the assembly line without someone checking. When I worked at Frito-Lay, I was the second shift manager, and I used to have to attend 40 walls a week. And the wall is where you take bags off of the line. You go into a room that's white. You take out reference product. Everybody taste it, drink some water, put your hand behind your back, and you vote to see if that product that you're producing right there on the line matches reference. And if it doesn't, stop the motherfucking line, stop all production, throw that batch of matzah out. That corn was overcooked, not enough lye in it, and you stop it at the manufacturing level. If you find that there is bad end seals on the bag, stop it, get it out the warehouse, because the closer it gets to the customer, the more money it costs to get that shit back. And so there is no acceptable level of manufacturing defects, but now there is. And that's because we are unpolished, because it's hard to be polished. It's hard. If you polish silver, I was in the military, so I had to shine my shoes, spit shine them with alcohol and water. That shit is hard. And because, and Nola and I had this conversation, we're supposed to be using technology to improve ourselves. It just made us lazier. It made our brains lazier, and it made us lazier to the point where now we can't even think about being polished. And we've just made it acceptable to have manufacturing defects. We is a manufacturing defect now. And I'm saying set and maintain high standards, be the best, be a thermostat, not a thermometer. So that dog don't hunt over here. That dog does not hunt over here. And so there are people who have signed up for Instagram subscriptions and decided that it was too much for them. And so they are no longer with us on their own, because they saw me and they didn't understand how much it took to be this polished version of me. People think that they can just crack jokes impromptu, extemporaneously, and they don't understand in order to be a good stand-up comic, you got to do setup, punchline, tag, and it's all about timing, and it has to be relatable to the audience, and in order for everybody to get the punchline, for everybody to get the joke. It's in delivery and everything else, but it comes across as effortless when it's extremely efforted. And so that is what I am realizing now with these Instagram subscriptions is people don't want to do the work when it comes to themselves. There's the rub. So there is a lack of polishing. And Jared, if you don't mind, I'm going to use you and your goals as an example. You put your goals that you had on the whiteboard up in the chat, and then I came back and said, here's how you actually set goals. And that's it. You can't have more than 3 to 5 goals. Get rid of those other goals, choose a category. But I also sent you a link in order for you to establish SMART goals. You saw that and came back with 2 goals. And I said, what happened to the rest? You said, I'm just focused on these till the end of the month. And then I'm going to have some new goals for the last quarter. Then you went back, took a picture, and had your different goals. Now you're polished. And that took effort. But if I wasn't me, I would have let you sit there with those goals, and you would have had too many and been trying to figure out why the fuck you can't accomplish them, because it was too damn many and the brain can't process all that, and it wouldn't have been your best. It wouldn't have been your best. And so I sent you best. And now you got a different understanding. And that's why you said I need to step it up. But if I came on here with a bonnet, smacking food and shit falling out my mouth, phone ringing, kids in the background yelling at me, saying, motherfucker, I said shut up, I'm on live, then what am I demonstrating? Because lead by example is lead by example. It's lead by example. If I tell you to be on Instagram Live on Instagram subscriptions every day, and it ain't nothing there for me, then I'm leading by example, and I'm telling you every day don't matter. But if I'm there every day, when you wake up, there's something there. Throughout your day, there's something there. Close out the night, there's something there. You have a message from me saying where you at, what you doing. That's a standard of excellence. That's set and maintain high standards. And so I told the people on TikTok, This is for you. I appreciate you helping me out with my goals. Exactly. Standard of excellence. A standard of excellence. As I have mentioned, this is not about $9.99 for me. This is about planting trees for which shade I will never sit. This is about you becoming extraordinary too. This is about me not gatekeeping the fact that I know how the brain functions, so I can tell you how your brain functions so you could be a bad motherfucker too. But you gonna have to do the damn work. You are going to have to do the work. You and your brain and your 86 billion neurons are going to have to do the work. And what I am finding is that people have lazy brains. Beyond Amy and Lala, people are neurologically inept to do what I'm saying. But I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You did not come across my path by happenstance. You asked a higher power to send you something to get you to your next level. And now you don't like how the something is packaged. You don't like how the something keeps sending you messages and saying, this is how that needs to be done. Standard of excellence, because it doesn't match your narrative. And I'm going to go off script right now, and I'm going to use colors because y'all know I don't speak in colors. But if you're Black, you can say, that's the white man that's stopping me. White people are doing it. If you're white, you can say, Black people are always doing this stuff. If you're Democrats, you can say the Republicans are doing it, and that's why I can't. If you're on the left or the right or everything else, you get to blame them motherfuckers. But notice, how often do I talk about politics? Have I ever said, can y'all believe this? What's happening? Have I, when I found out about Project 2025 and I started reading it, I said, oh shit. And that was that. I've never told you how to vote. I've never told you what to vote on. I've never told you that. I've never told you what religion to practice, what religion not to practice. I never told you to believe in an entity or not. I said, fuck, you can worship Ensure if you fucking need to. If that's going to help you with your fucking brain, I don't give a fuck. I ain't told you who to love, who to like, who to hate, nothing. I said, we is all human beings. Because you get to use that. You know how many fucking excuses I could use? I'm from my immediate family. I grew up in a house with 3 fucking addicts in the hood. And then we moved to the cut. And I still didn't do dumb shit. I had a cheating ass, low life, no nothing motherfucking ass husband. And I still didn't tell my daughter who he was. She had to find out on her own. I never told her, you just like your no good daddy. I didn't say shit until she started asking questions. And she made her decision on her own when she became an adult not to fuck with him. I never told her that. I said at one point I loved him and you 50% of him. So anytime she did something like him, I said that you got that from your father. You got her whole business she got from him. So I didn't do that. I have been searching for something to get out of my own way. Get out of your own motherfucking way. Because I'm here to tell you what to do, and I got people unsubscribing. The fuck? I'm the shit. The fuck? So I said, what? And I said, oh, because you got to do the work. Because if you looking, liking, and listening to me on TikTok and YouTube, you think all you gonna fucking do is look, like, and listen on them damn subscriptions. You're not. You're going to get your ass in there and see all of them posts from Envy talking about the doggone cuttlefish. And that shit's going to be intimidating. And you're going to try to run and I'm going to bring your ass back. Fucking read about the damn cuttlefish. Read about who made the fucking first tablet. That's what the fuck the problem is your dumb ass can't read and won't fuck up words. Jessica and I and a bunch of other people spell shit wrong. Typo, oops, my bad. I ain't never came back and said your dumb ass can't spell sale. No, because it's obviously a problem in your orthographic processing center located in your occipital lobe. We got the same fucking problem. But you won't go over there and frog kiss. I got 5 people right now I've sent several fucking messages to, and they won't even fucking respond. So their asses got a month, and they're gone. Because I'm an educator, and I don't want no fucking fans. Learn how to use your damn brain to become extraordinary and quit fucking blaming everybody else. Because see, the problem is, now you ain't got no damn excuse. I said it. The problem is you asked for support. You asked for a savior, an angel. You just didn't know that you was getting a Hell's Angel. And I'm talking about the motorcycle gang. You thought you was getting St. Peter, but you got Dr. Donna. And now you don't know what the fuck to do because you're trying to hide behind your excuses. And I ain't going to let you do that shit. Unpolished asses. It's not going to fucking happen. I think I found exactly what I need. Everybody need this. I'm water. Everybody needs their brain hydrated every motherfucking day. Every day. Unkept ass brains. And now you don't want to do it. Well, I had a tough day that done. I was doing that. Oh, so you couldn't you use your brain all day, but now you're not going to strengthen your brain over here on Instagram. Not going to strengthen your brain. You're not going to answer this poll question. You're not going to answer this prompt, but you want your fucking brain to function tomorrow at that lackluster ass, dusty, unpolished level. That's what you want. That's like trying to have a car and don't put no damn gas or oil in it, and you want to know why this car ain't no good. I don't know what's wrong with it. Yes, you do. You didn't take care of it. You want your brain to function at a high level, but you don't want to function at a high level. I said it. Unpolished ass. I said it. Now I've done every fucking thing I can. It is $9.99 motherfucking cents. And I don't drink and I ain't been to the bar, but that's how much drinks used to cost back in 2007. So you're going to tell me that, oh, that's too much. I'm going to have to wait. I'm going to have to get a fucking excuse. $9.99. And now you get to use your brain. And now the price ain't even a problem for most people. The work is. I was about to, but I forgot. I'm going to set a reminder, but I forgot. You're going to set a reminder? No, you're not. So I got to be, how long I got to do this? As long as you are fucking alive. That's how long you got to be polished. That's how long. So all the experts and the thought leaders and everybody else got you thinking. I just had some idiot on my doggone TikTok live who told me she is using her non-dominant hand throughout the day so she won't be on autopilot. I then told her that was not going to work. She told me I was being judgmental. So I explained to her, I asked her a litany of questions, going back and forth, not even going back and forth. And I explained to her that after 21 days, that was going to turn into a habit in the basal ganglia, and all she was going to do was become ambidextrous, and she was still going to be on autopilot, because that's what happens when you're on your default mode network anytime you're by yourself. And then she told me she didn't want to play ping pong with me, and so I blocked her. But I did use her as an example. So you got people telling you all you have to do. All you got to do is this. All you got to do, Lola, at one point, people told you all you need to do was eat blueberries. And you was going to be able to use your brain. So I'm getting ready. And I know y'all thought my foot was down. It wasn't. It was actually not down at all. But that motherfucker about to be down. And you about to feel it. And you either going to have a breakthrough or you're going to break and leave. And I'm okay with that. But what I will not have is my name associated with some unpolished, unkempt ass, raggedy, lazy brain motherfuckers. That's what I will not do. My daddy told me all you got is your name, and that means something. So I'm not going to just put my name on anybody and anything. I am not Shaq. I will not put my name on everything for a fucking check. That's not what's going to happen. You have a privilege to be anywhere connected to me. My own family members don't have day-to-day contact with me. And you are taking this like, oh, this is, I got caught up, doc, and I had to do some shit. No, you said you was going to do this shit. You asked the higher power to send you somebody, and your higher power did, and now you don't like what the work is and how the fuck is packaged. My granddaddy said that, and he said your word is your bond. Keep your word. Right, and keep your word is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So you are unpolished, but you can be polished, but you got to do the motherfucking work. You have to do the work. You have to do the work. You have to do the work, because you sit in my polished existence and now you think you are polished. And I told Nola, I live in Summerlin. You don't live in Summerlin yet. You have to earn the right to live where we live. That's what you have to do. I got us here. That's how we here, because of me. So you got to earn the right to be a bad motherfucker. You got to do the neurological work to be a bad motherfucker. And I know this sounds strange, because everywhere else, follow the leader, bend the knee, kiss the ring. You could be a Barbs. You could be in the Bayhive. You could be a monster. You can be a Swifter, cleaning the fucking floor. Pun intended. That's what you can do. I'm a stand. You're going to stand for a motherfucker that don't even know you exist. But you won't stand up for yourself. You won't stand up for yourself and get the neurological pathways that you need to become extraordinary. You won't be polished. Because I'm discomforted. I don't like the way this making me feel. She doing too much. You ain't doing enough. You're not doing enough. The standard of excellence is high as hell over here. People want to drive fucking luxury vehicles. We saw the most hideous Range Rover the other day I've ever seen in my life. Almost took a picture of it and showed it to you. It was disgusting. Sitting in the doggone parking lot at Whole Foods. Terrible. So motherfuckers will work their ass off to get some raggedy ass shit. And if I was the Range Rover dealers and the Rolls Royce dealers, if I saw that shit, I would be like, bring our vehicle back. Here go your money back. You fucking up the brand. You messing this shit up. No, it is on you. It is on you. And I am perplexed as to how you can sit every day, listen to me, get the information that you need, and still be unpolished and still say inspiring, motivation, and trying. After I said those words don't work over here. Listening every day and kind of doing some stuff because neurologically you feel inept. When somebody is actually telling you, oh, you want to be a bad motherfucker? Here, this is how you do it. Here go the instructions for that part. Here go the instructions for this. Here go the instructions for that. Here go the instructions. Because now you actually got to do it. And what you find out is rent is due. What you find out is how many motherfucking steps you skipped to get to today. And now you got to decide, am I going to go back? That last John Wick 4, he kept rolling down them damn stairs towards the end. And now you got to take your ass. Nola had to go all the way back to second grade math in order to be where she is today. And you worried about Amy and Lala got your ass comfortable as shit. Saying you ain't got to go back. You ain't got to go back. Yes, the fuck you do. What the fuck y'all think I did to get here? Let me explain something to y'all. And if there are any Europeans on this live, I am not attempting to disrespect you. I am attempting to tell you my story. Every position I ever had in the military or at Frito-Lay was either a European American male or following. So I followed them in that position, and another European American male followed me. One time there was a European woman. What does that say about me? It's not affirmative action. It's not DEI. It shows you that I am a bad motherfucker. When people say they have these corporate jobs, they put them in HR. If you are African American, you are in HR. You are in the DEI positions. You are in the community relations positions and everything else. When I say I had 43 facilities, that's 43 buildings, 300 vehicles, $20 million annual budget, okay? Manage the entire state of Alabama and parts of Tennessee and Mississippi. Me. Not my direct reports, not anybody else, me. Who do you think you got to be in order to get that position at Frito-Lay? Do you think for 1 second with DOT, Intech, food security, safety, and everything else, all those vehicles have to have registration, insurance, maintenance, the buildings have to be paid for, the rent, the lease, the inventory, the chips inside of it, all of the boxes coming in, OTRs, a bad motherfucker. And I was 37 years old. That's not some shit. When you say, oh, you work at, people like, oh, and my child didn't realize how many office positions people actually have, because when she came to work with me, she thought that's what everybody's job was. She thought that's what everybody did when they went to work. She thought everybody had 2 phones and people calling 24 hours a day. She thought that was normal. She didn't understand what that was. And so how you think you get that? Anybody with corporate experience? How you think if they're going to put you in a DEI position, they're going to give you that? They're going to give you that. That's what they're going to give you? Or do you have to demonstrate beyond measure that you can fucking do that shit? You think you just going to get 120 over-the-road truck drivers driving all over the United States of America just because you cute? They like your wig. You know how much work you have to do to prove yourself beyond a reasonable doubt, a shadow of a doubt, that you can handle that? Millions of dollars? I was a financial manager for the traffic center and the warehouse at the Orlando plant. I did the finances for the plant and for the warehouse and the traffic center, because the warehouse manager was not financially astute to do it. First, I was just doing it for the traffic center. They pulled me and said, hey, He can't run financials. You want to help him out? Just do both for service and distribution? Sure, I got it. Couldn't do it. Mail. Couldn't do it. Yes. And so that's who's talking to y'all. I don't quote my resume often. And I don't know if y'all been to LinkedIn, but you might want to go check that motherfucker out. So one thing you don't get when you're checking the box in a position is people, assets, and profits. That's not something that you're just given. And when people say, oh yeah, I'm a sales director, sales don't handle shit. Sales sells in a product that was made by somebody else. So it's a lot of people in sales director positions. Sales don't own the vehicles. Sales don't own the inventory. Sales don't do anything but go to the store and say, y'all want some? Okay, cool. And then they get the sale. But everything else is for ops in every manufacturing supply chain situation. So those are the actual bad motherfuckers. You can sell it, but you didn't make it. You didn't put it on the truck, and you ain't responsible for the maintenance of that truck. All you are responsible for, and if that inventory gets charged back, it comes back to the distribution center. That's how that works. So when you hear people, I'm the senior VP of sales, you just responsible for some people selling the product, and that's it. That's it. You just have a people component. That's it. But no real assets. Nothing's going to happen. You don't have any inspections coming from anybody else or anything else. I got the first perfect score when I was a ZOM in Alabama. 1,000 out of 1,000 on an outside audit. Never happened before. Perfect. They will not put you in that position if you cannot do the job. You proved yourself at the highest levels. The best. The best. And so I know what it takes to be the best. I'm a distinguished Toastmaster. That's the best in Toastmasters. I have a doctorate. That's the best going in college, the best. And then I come and tell you all to do something. And because I'm so carefree with it, no ego involved, it feels like, yeah, okay, I don't have to do that. I'm an educator. I know what to tell you what to do to become your best without standing in front of you or to tell no, you want me to pull out a motherfucking flip chart and damn PowerPoint to teach you. But that's not how you're going to learn. That's not how you learn. You learn bit by bit by bit by bit. And that's what I'm doing. And it seems foreign because I'm not standing. I got bookshelves downstairs and a fucking white couch I could sit on to make y'all think I'm smart. The fuck is that going to do for you? I could stand there. Here are my books. Yes, and I read this book and I read that book. I don't need you to be fucking impressed with me. You need to be impressed with your damn self. That's what we're working on. You being a bad motherfucker. I already know I'm a bad motherfucker and will continue to be until the day after I'm no longer here. I'm polished. The question is, do you want to be polished? Do you actually want to be fucking polished, or do you just want to not have dust on you? Because those are not the same thing. Not dusty is not polished. It's just not dusty. And that's what's happening is you have been programmed, regardless of what your ethnicity is or gender or anything else, you've made it acceptable to be unpolished and regular. And you have just said that's the way it is. And so now that I'm presenting to you that that doesn't have to be, just because it was doesn't mean it needs to continue to be, you don't know what to do with that. So you go in the chat on Instagram and that shit is intimidating to you. Why? What didn't you do in your life that little small little chat on Instagram then threw you off your motherfucking square? What happened? What happened in the stories that you saw a tweet when it was still Twitter from 2 years ago that fucked you up in your head and now you can't think straight? The technology component. Sean had to spend 4 days trying to get in the damn chat. 4 days. People saying, oh, I got to activate my Instagram account. You got to activate your motherfucking brain account. That's what you got to activate. Your damn brain. So yesterday, I had a cathartic moment and I said, I was like, well, it's okay. It's not okay. It's not motherfucking okay. Because now you've come into my galaxy sphere. So as an educator and a leader, I got to do my part. And either you're going to break these motherfucking walls down or you're going to break down and you're going to be gone. Because when you get shit from me, it's like, oh my gosh, she asked me to do too much. The fuck? You ain't doing shit compared to what I've had to do and what I continue to do. It's like somebody being in the second grade and somebody working on a dissertation. They are not the same. I'm saying at your level where you are, this might be challenging for you. And I get that. You still got to fucking do it. You still got to fucking do it. Or you're never going to be badass. You're never going to be a bad motherfucker. And so if you find yourself not being able to send an email, Nola and I, it took her forever to learn how to send emails. And then she started emailing people on behalf of her athletes and everything else because some shit she learned how to do in middle school. That's not how you send an email. This is how you send an email. This is how you communicate effectively. This is how you present yourself. She was in meetings in middle school, standing up with senior VPs of the major corporations, Sands, MGM, and all of that, doing her elevator pitch in business meetings in middle school. People handing her presidents of banks, handing the business cards to her. Hey, when you get your business, come on, I'll give you a business loan. In middle school. In middle school. Oh my God, you already have a business? Yes, and this is my website. I'm Nola Rogers and da-da-da-da-da. 9 years old with a fashion blog. That's standard of excellence. So yeah, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm not just the shit. My offspring is the shit too. And got responses from the AD from Big East basketball and SEC football teams. She got coaches on helicopters landing to go see players. Yeah, that part. Hot shit. Won't say shit. I ain't got to. The fuck that got to do with you? It don't matter what we did. What the fuck you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Unpolished or polished? What you doing? Now I'm going to give you all the definitions and I'm going to go quick for this. If it feel like my foot is on your motherfucking neck, yes, it is. It is. Because I came to where you are. I came where you are on social media. I came where you are at a price point where you are to help you become more than you currently are. That's what I'm doing. What you doing? Because the expectation for the thought leaders and the experts, that's fake experts and thought leaders, is that you just pay and the shit they gave you may or may not work and they don't care and they'll come back in a couple months and they'll sell you some more shit that don't fucking work and you'll buy it. And it's this very toxic, dysfunctional, neurologically inept existence. And that's what you are used to doing. What you are not used to doing is you get an auto response. You're not used to actual response from a human being. You're not used to the person saying, hey, I looked at this, I saw your answer. You're not used to posting. And then here comes somebody saying, I saw your post with the heart, or I got a question for you and a follow-up and all of that. You're not used to that. You're not accustomed to that because them lemming ass motherfuckers is lazy as shit. And so they made you lazy as shit. And they made you dusty because they fucking dusty as shit. Dusty as shit. And now you're not accustomed to excellence and extraordinary because it doesn't come packaged like you think. You're not used to receiving an article for solicit feedback that was written fucking 2 years ago. I didn't make that shit yesterday. I sent that to y'all. You're not used to seeing a ChatGPT link that actually fucking works. That ain't some dumb shit here. Here go a whole fucking strategy. Sean, you got a whole link from me for a whole damn business model yesterday after I asked you some questions. Got it. Here. Included in your $9.99. You didn't get a fucking invoice for that. Jared, you asked the follow-up question. You got an answer. You didn't get an invoice for that. Well, I see now you got to sign up for the VIP in order to get that answer. It's all included. You go on a cruise, the shit is all included. You pay what you pay and you get everything that's there until the shit is over. Where is that happening? On the internet in 2025. It's not. But you treating it like I'm them. That's why I always ask people, am I your sad piece, you jump off, your situationship, your sneaky link, or can I come to the fucking family cookout? Can I sit at the table with the rest of the family and we talk about the brain? No, I ain't gonna tell nobody about that. Why? You telling about this dumb shit? The lady on there talking about, I'm getting off autopilot. I'm using my non-dominant hand. That shit ain't gonna work. Go ahead and keep using it. You still gonna be on autopilot. You ain't gonna know that it's in your default mode network either. And you ain't gonna know why. But that person that sold you that shit will be back in 3 months to sell you some new shit. How to get off autopilot 2.0. They're gonna sell you the next step and say and string your ass along for 15 fucking years, and all you're gonna know how to do is not be on autopilot. When all you gotta do is go to the doggone hippocampus bank of neurons and make a daily withdrawal, and you're never gonna be on autopilot. You totally woke me up. I am not giving up, Dr. Donna. Passion totally attacked to make this work. Exactly. So anyway, here's my definition of polished. Polished means refined, sharpened, and improved through continuous growth. Continuous growth. Grow continually is one of the 74 principles of real leadership on purpose. It reflects the discipline of removing rough edges, habits, excuses, or distractions that dull your shine. Eliminate distractions is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. So my question to you is, who's dulling your shine, you or some other people around you? Who's dulling your shine? A real leader is polished not by pretending to be perfect, but by committing to personal accountability, consistency, and excellence. That's why you got to be on Instagram every day. That's why you got to be in the damn stories. That's why you got to be in the chat, because that shit is for you. That is for you. It is not for somebody else. And nobody can see it on purpose, because when you're polishing yourself and you're working on yourself, you don't need a fucking audience to get it done. You don't need an audience. You need to be around people doing the same thing. When you go to any 12-step meetings, everybody just says their first name, not their last name, and they just talk. It's anonymous. On purpose. On purpose. And a polished leader radiates clarity, confidence, and credibility because they do the inner work that others often neglect. I'm going to say that again. Instagram is inner work. This shit can't nobody see, not even you. You don't even know what's underneath there. And when you answer that, when you say my favorite, my best, my worst, why did I do that? Did I listen? Did I do? You are doing the inner work. Confidence is an inside out job. And I'm so fucking confident because of the shit I had to do on the inside to show up on the outside. It's the inner work. Inner work. And don't nobody want to do no motherfucking inner work. Why? Because you can't see it. I want these motherfuckers to know. Know what? Some dusty ass, other unpolished, unkept, neurologically inept motherfuckers. What you showing their dumbasses? What the fuck is you showing them? Huh? What they gonna see? Another dusty motherfucker through some dusty ass lenses? I'ma let these motherfuckers know. I'm getting ready to show them. I'm gonna show. You ain't showing nobody shit. One dust bunny to another dust bunny. The fuck? A real leader doesn't just shine, they stay polished. Everybody want to quote Will Smith right there. If you get ready, you ain't gonna stay ready. Iceberg Slim. Y'all ain't ready? You ain't ready and you ain't gonna stay ready. Get polished and fucking stay polished. Stay polished. You know how hard it is to keep something polished and shiny? I live in Las Vegas. It's a fucking desert. It's dust every fucking where. You know how hard it is to stay polished after 52 motherfucking years. My peers are in their damn industries for 30 years now doing the same shit. They look old as hell and raggedy and dustier than a motherfucker, and we months apart from each other. Old ass brain with a new fucking outfit and a new vehicle. Geriatric ass can't move them fucking raggedy ass joints. And I know I got joint pain, but I move like a motherfucking 30-year-old. Fuck around and find out. Dusty ass. And you want to make it seem like you excellence. Black excellence. It's not excellent. Take the fucking color off. That shit ain't excellent. It ain't. It's inferior. It is. It definitely is inferior. 1000%. So the brain region that you need to use in order to become polished is your prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the executive center of the brain, and it helps with planning, self-control, reflection, and decision-making. To become polished, you must refine behaviors. You must refine behaviors, regulate your damn emotions, and hold yourself personally accountable. These are all prefrontal cortex functions. Regulate your emotions, refine your behaviors, and hold yourself personally accountable happens in the prefrontal cortex up in here. Okay? The prefrontal cortex helps you override your comfort-seeking impulses from the amygdala. So your comfort-seeking impulses from your amygdala, and it chooses refinement over ease. So the polished leader is powered by the prefrontal cortex, where discipline, clarity, and courage come together to shine. That's what's actually taking place. That's what's actually taking place. So you override your comfort-seeking ass fucking almond twins, Amy and Lala's lazy punk asses, always talking you into some regular shit. When I had my Toastmasters Club, the Toastmasters Club is not mine. It belonged to the Urban Chamber of Toastmasters. You could not give a speech with nothing more than one of these in your hand. People were coming up in clubs, other clubs, notebooks and shit, talking, doing this kind of shit right here and all that. One motherfucking 3x5 card. That's it. 5 to 7 minute, 10-minute speech. One motherfucking 3x5 card. That's it. That's all. That's all it was. Nothing else. That's it. Because it's up here. Everything that you're doing is up here. Everything that you fucking doing, it's up here. Or not. And everything that you can't fucking do is when you was in 7th grade, you skipped the line. When you was in 12th grade, you skipped the line. When they asked you to go in management, you said no. Now you got to be a fucking leader of your own life, and you can't. All that shit you skipped is going to show up here. Everything that you skipped, we're going to find out about it. We're going to find out. You tell me you're an investment banker, cool. I'm going to talk to you at the S&P 500 level. Oh, no, not. You wasn't? No. You don't know about the beige book? You don't understand what's happening? You don't understand that in 2008, Postum opened up the damn discount window, hadn't done that since the Depression. The fuck kind are you? Oh, you just working you working a credit card. Okay, got a senior VP over the credit card account. So you the one charging people 18 to 25% APR. You the one doing that. Zero down for the first year, but then it balloons up to 25%. That's you who's sending that shit to people's houses? Okay, roger that. Bye. See, because y'all think you can only learn in one fucking area, and that's it. My background is in, I should have been a cop because I got a bachelor's degree in public law and government and a master's degree in criminal justice. So when I got out the military, everybody said, you're going to FBI. I said, no, fuck that. I ain't trying to deal with crime no more. I'm sick of people, all this shit. I'm going to do something simple. So then I went to Frito-Lay for almost 10 years and learned everything there is to learn about working for a Fortune 100 company, as well as supply chain optimization and everything else. So now some of the things that NOLA are working on behind the scenes, I worked in manufacturing, warehouse, traffic, and ops. I could tell her exactly what to do because I was badass at it. I wasn't just in it. I was nationally in the company known for the shit that I was doing. So people want these positions. You want to ask for this shit, and then you don't want to do the motherfucking work that it takes to get that shit done. I had 3 business strategy series classes that I taught with the Urban Chamber and a marketing business manager who was the vice chair of the chamber at the time. And it was a 6-week course, and I made the whole fucking course. His ass just put his fucking marketing shit on it. But at the end, they actually pitched to the Sands, MGM, investors, bankers, and everything else. Why? Because I pitched to Kevin Harrington, who used to be a shark on Shark Tank. Here's how you pitch to an actual shark. And so I told them what to do, and people got contracts at the Win, at the MGM, at Sands Corp, helping people do business on 4 different continents: Brazil, Poland, Africa, and Australia. I ain't got to say that shit every fucking day. When I said I'm the baddest motherfucker walking the face of the planet Earth, I am. I'm sitting in meetings with South African ambassadors. I'm sitting in meetings with the Governor's Office of Economic Development. I'm helping Hillary get elected at the time, glass breakers. I'm in the room with DEC, and they handing out $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 checks to each other like they fucking Tic Tacs. Me. Those rooms. So when I tell you to do some business shit, I'm talking about real business shit. I ain't talking about some little fucking SBA loan bullshit so you can get a gas station on the corner of Martin Luther King Boulevard in Jones. That's some regular shit. My daughter has corporate clients. We've been on the strip. We've been in the convention center, celebrity, everything. What you want to do? Oh, here, this is how you get that shit done because I already fucking did it. But if I lead with that shit, now you looking at me for the fucking wrong reasons. Oh, she got some connections. Let me know. I'm not going to connect you to shit until you prove that you can do the shit. You don't get the access to that shit. You can't even fucking keep your motherfucking amygdala in check. What the fuck I'm going to help you? You going to fuck this shit up. That's what you going to do. Everybody gets a motherfucking opportunity and then they fuck it up because they didn't fix all those fucked up ass, unpolished motherfucking micro skills from way back in the day. And now you want to say it's the white man. No, it's your raggedy ass, lazy, fucked up, unpolished ass brain. That's why you fucking stuck. That's why you fucking stuck. I can sit in the room with the big boys. I promise you I have. I've been in meetings with the city of Las Vegas, the city of Henderson, and the city of North Las Vegas with the LVGVA and the LVCVA sitting around saying, what we about to do? When the stadium here was getting made, the Raiders stadium, I'm in the meetings talking about who getting 15% set asides. In fact, I was on the news while they were announcing it, standing next to an elected official. And Nola and my mother was like, how the fuck was you on the news in that room? You didn't, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that shit. That's right. So when people start talking about they hot shit and all that, I just listen. I just listen. Because I'm listening for certain words that you saying in order. Zappos is here. We got a private tour of Zappos. The day it was closed, we saw places that you couldn't see. And the person that was giving us the tour took us for lunch. Where you get that? Amazon. It's a picture of my daughter and I and the person I was mentoring in Tony Shea's chair. I'm sitting in his chair at Zappos. You're not doing that if you ain't who you say you are. That part. So that's me being polished. And that's just a little bit. Got stories on stories. And now Nola got stories. And she's like, oh, this is how you get those stories. This is how you end up. Yeah, this is how you get to those places, because you're polished. Not because you're a sycophant. Not because you know somebody with some homie hookup shit. That's not how that goes. That's not how that works. Do the damn work and it all works out. Best supersedes gender, social, economic status, racial biases, all these other things. When you are best, people forget. They can't see none of that shit. They just see best. That's all they can see somehow is best. That's it. But the question is, do you want to be the best? Do you actually want to do the motherfucking sweat equity work that it takes? Or am I doing too much? Or are you not doing enough? Because what I will not do is build a communities of regulars. That's what I won't do. I will ask my daughter, I will shut that shit down and turn it the fuck off, turn the lights off and say, I did, but that didn't work. Let me move on to do something else. Because y'all not the first group, y'all just the current group. So I was going to give y'all a 3-step system to polish yourself, but I'm not. What questions do you have for me about being polished while I switch over to the brain bit? And you need to have questions. It can't be clear. That's not going to work today. And you need to type your ellipse, your brain, your thinking emoji, your And for you looker, likers, and listeners, ask a question or fucking leave. I'm gonna just listen. I'm gonna just be here incognito. Just go. I'm trying, I'm trying, and fucking trying ain't enough. You think trying got me to where I am today? You think that's how I got here? No, age don't fucking matter. Colonel Sanders sold his first fucking franchise at 62. My great aunt went back to college at 75 to get a master's degree. No, like, why can't we get the 3-step system? Ask enough questions. If you ask enough questions, I will go back and give you the 3-step system. That question doesn't count. Act 3, Jane Fonda wrote a great book, Sean. I forgot the name of it. I'll have to go look at it. She says you have 3 acts in life. And so Act 3 is the final act. It's after you're done with menopause or finish it. And now that's your last act of your life. So that's the best act. Act 3 in a play is usually the climax. It puts everything together. And then you have this finish. So it is the final act of your life. Why am I gatekeeping the steps? You ain't been here long enough to ask that question. Nola already asked that question. Are you going to actually use the steps? Why you gatekeeping? I said all that, and y'all both said, what's the steps? Why y'all want the steps? Why y'all want the steps? Because I said you can't have them. See how Amy and Lala works? We want the steps. You told us we can't have the steps, so why can't we have the steps? What did we do, Dr. Donna? What we do wrong? I want the steps. I want the steps. I want the steps. I want the steps. Do you think mastering communications will add the finishing touches to my polishing? Absolutely, Nola. I am not a medical doctor, so I will not be addressing the effects of menopause on your brain. I will tell you that your brain brains regardless of going through menopause. It's just like puberty. It still functions daily while your body goes through a whole revamping or reversing puberty. You would like to know to get started. Okay. Ask me a different question and then you can get the answers to the 3-step process. So ask me a different question because you want the steps. And I get that. So thank you for proving my experiment correct. What was the experiment, Dr. Donna? The experiment is that you want what you can't have. Will this help declutter my life? Actually, eliminate the clutter is actually a principle of real leadership. And so that's actually a article that you can be sent. So eliminate the clutter is eliminating clutter. So here's what I will say. Where is your question, Jared? And where is your question? That question that you asked, Sean, was because of something I sent you. So where are your actual questions at? And Jared, if you were going back to work, you can follow back up with me in the chat. So here's the thing, Bizzle. You think that the reason why you are where you are is because of clutter. And that's part of it. But it's also because you do not know how your brain functions, so you do not know how you function. So you have decided this is the thing that's wrong with me. And if I just get this clutter done, I'm going to be able to get this done. All that's going to do is get you back to ground zero. Everything that I'm saying is going to get you to extraordinary. So Sean asked a different question, and Bizzle asked a different question too. Eliminate the clutter is the principle of real leadership. And Jared, if you are there, ask the question. And for the rest of you who are looking, liking, and listening, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So what happens is when you don't have, and thank you, Bizzle, I'm actually going to give you and Noah the steps. So here's what happens. Well, all of y'all are going to get the steps. When you are told that you can't have something and then you get it, you value it more. When everything is given to you, you take it for granted and you don't value it. So I sat here for 50 minutes and said all of that, and nobody said anything. And then I said, you can't have the system. And then Amy and Lala said, why can't we have the steps? We deserve to have the steps. Why? The only reason why you want the steps is because I said you can't have the steps. Every day I get on live and I give you 3 steps. The days that I'm giving you steps. Here are the 3 steps too. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I give you the steps and you think nothing of it. Today I said you can't have the steps. And the first thing you said is, why can't I have the steps? Now I'll give you the steps and you'll decide, well, yeah, I really don't want to use the steps. But it's only because I said you couldn't have them that you actually wanted them. Something for you to ponder. One of your posts got removed. What post? Will this be how to determine what tasks I prioritize? Okay, the question that I am asking you is about being polished. So as Nola said, will being the effective communicator teach me how to be polished? So the topic at hand today is how to be polished. So the question needs to be polished. About how unpolished you are, what you need to polish. So that's what I'm talking about. So if your brain can't process your polishedness, that's an opportunity in and of itself. So Sean and Bizzle ask questions about polish because that is been sitting on top of my head the entire time. And then I will give you the 3 steps. Erica, how do you separate 5 different tasks and still get them done without wasting time? I told Bizzle that we just did and eliminate the clutter from yesterday on IG. No, eliminate the clutter. Okay, got it. Erica, we are asking questions about your polishedness. And see, so what's happening is the barrier to entry is low as hell for y'all. And y'all are not used to somebody with high standards holding you to a high standard too, because everybody with this cancel culture, I'm going to just cancel you, Dr. Donna. I'm going to cancel her. She over here trying to make us learn how to use our brain. Fucking cancel Dr. Donna, trying to make us be smart and proud, upstanding human beings that contribute to the world. Cancel her. So you're not even accustomed to this anymore. And I thought about this, and Sean and Jared, I see your answers. Bizzle, your answer will come. Erica, your answer will come. And here's what I will say from the African American community. Part of the reason why we're here is because big mamas turned into hot mamas. So you don't have an old head saying, baby, let me tell you, all this shit you doing right here is going to lead to, they even have an AI generated big mama on TikTok because it's just so damn bad. And so there is no one saying, put your skirt down. Nobody's going to buy the ice cream truck if you keep handing out the popsicles for free. And I'm just using that as an example. Young fools grow up to be old fools. And so now it's been watered down so much, you forgot what polish looked like. You forgot what a standard of excellence looks like. Or if you're too young, you never even saw it before. And so that's what I'm bringing back. That's what I'm saying is when you start using your brain and your focus is on polished, you are not going to care about the number one spot, who got the most money, because it shifted to who got the most money, who pulled up in the woo and all of that. And they're raggedy too. They're raggedy too. So Nola, you told them. Jared said, how can I become more consistent in being polished? I'm glad you asked, Jared. I'm going to give you the 3-step process, and that's what you are going to be working on inside of Instagram, inside of yourself. Sean, why did they natch something that worked? I know I have to go back to the EIN process over, but should I use another name concept to stay polished? As well as drop the nonprofit promo? Sean, here's what I'm going to say. You're not supposed to be doing what you think you're doing right now. That's what I'm gonna say. Nothing that you are working on is what you need to be working on. That's not, you're in Act 3 now. And so I know this was what you believe that you want to do because you were one of these people, and this is the group that you were wanting to help. But this is not what you should be doing. But if this is what you want to do, I will support you and tell you what you need to do in that regard. So look through everything, and that's why I sent you that, because of what it actually takes to get that done to the best of your ability. And you need to really think about the why. Remember, I asked you, would you do this for the rest of your life? Because we're in Act 3. So would you be doing this for the rest of your life, and the why? So what you can do today is really think about your why, because I gave you a bunch of business questions. You kind of answered them. Then I said, what's your business model? You kind of had it in your head. So then I sent you what an actual business model should look like. And now you're saying, what about this? What about this? To the point where you couldn't respond because it's like, oh, I got to do. Yeah, it takes all of that. It takes all of that to be best, to be elite. That's what it takes. And so, Eric, we can finish that offline. But yeah, it's going to take you to do all of that to be polished. And Erica Perry said, yes, I am doing a few things that I know a lot, but I know I need to get them done for my life and business. And Bizzle said, is being polished also internal as well? It starts internally, Bizzle. It actually starts internally. It actually starts. And Sean, what I will say is, in that business model, you will be one of and not the only. Because believe it or not, I already had a student who was doing that in Texas where she lives. Same concept. Same concept. So, but we can have that discussion in Instagram chat. So yes, you need to be polished on the inside. So here is the 3-step process to be polished. Number 1, reflect and refine. So you're going to pause to examine your habits, your mindset, and your behaviors. Pause to examine your habits, your mindset, and your behaviors, because your habits are going to determine if you're going to be best or not. You woke me up. You've been sleeping on a lot of shit, Sean. That's your you woke me up, Dr. Donna. Who you woke me up? You woke me up. I'm like, damn. Wake up, Sean. Wake up. Wake up. All the way back from school days. Remember Lawrence Fishburne said that at the end. Go away from his face to show everybody standing there with their pajamas on. Okay. So you're going to identify the rough edges that dull your shine. Procrastination, excuses, negativity, or inconsistency. And reflection allows you to see clearly where refinement is needed, where it is needed. Okay, so you're looking at your habits, your mindset, and your behavior, and you're going to look at your rough edges, which are procrastination, excuses, negativity, and inconsistent. The problem with business owners is that they are inconsistent. I've worked with small business owners and mid-sized business owners, and you are inconsistent. Lazy as shit too, but definitely inconsistent. So that's step 1, reflect and refine. Step 2, remove and replace. Remove and replace. So remove what no longer serves your growth. removes what no longer serves your growth. I used to have the 30-day yes and no challenge. It was a bust. 90% of the people couldn't do it. It's gone. So if you have a yes and no certificate, keep that motherfucker. It's going to be worth a lot of money one day. Replace unpolished patterns with disciplined actions, consistent accountability, and constructive routines. The brain thrives on practice. The more you repeat polished actions, the stronger the neural pathways become. Okay, so you're going to remove and replace. If it doesn't work, get rid of it. Keep what does and keep polishing it. How we got to the theory of personal accountability was because when I was in basic training in 1990 in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, our drill sergeants put us at a half right face. Now, if he said open ranks march, that meant your ass was going to be in the front leaning rest position and you was about to get the dog shit smoked out of you. But in this instance, he was looking at us at a half right face so that our drill and ceremony would be pristine. That half right face is what I used to win squad in 1990. I beat 20 other high schools in Detroit. First time my school ever won that award. First time they had a female commander, and we kicked ass and take names from that 45-degree angle. So everything that I do is from a 45-degree angle. So everybody sit forward. Okay? See what you see. Look around, see what you see. Now, go 45 degrees that way and see what you see. Don't you see something different now? You see something different. Now you can go in a different direction than everybody else because everybody else is going forward and you going at a 45-degree angle. So you're going to do everything differently than everybody else. Hence, that's why I'm sitting here today with brain graphics in the background with a brain t-shirt on. And that's why when you go to my website, there isn't even a photo of me. There's no drop downs, no pop-ups, no nothing. No, hey, subscribe, share, click like, because that's what everybody else is doing. So I have removed all of that shit because it doesn't fucking work, especially when you got a million people doing it. Never hustle on a crowded block, dame dash. Number 3, radiate and reinforce. Shine by modeling excellence, courage, and clarity. Modeling excellence. I say all the time, I am the standard by which excellence is measured. I am the standard of excellence. Excellence always was what we said when I was an MP in the Army. So excellence, courage, and clarity. It takes courage every day for me to go live, publish content, and say everything else when it is the total opposite of what anybody else is saying or doing. But I think of Steve Jobs when he said a computer in every home back in the 80s and people thought he was crazy. And I am saying a real leader in every home. It came to me this morning. A real leader in every home changes everything because there will be one thermostat in that household changing the trajectory of every other living person, body, pet, everything in that house. And so you have to radiate excellence, courage, and clarity. You need to reinforce your polished state daily through repetition, feedback, and self-correction. Self-correction comes when you become self-actualized. It also comes when you're in your default mode network. And then finally, a polished leader doesn't just shine once. They commit to staying polished. They commit to staying polished every single day. You have to commit to staying polished every single day. I posted on Instagram in the stories a video of me when I first got on YouTube. I have my red and white brain background and I was polishing myself then. It's a polished, more polished version today than it was before. Than it was back in January because we're almost in October. So even if you can't see it, I can see it. I can hear the terminology and the words that I was using. I was like, yeah, I remember when I only knew this. And now hundreds of days later, here you have it. Ain't no telling what it's going to look like this time next year, God willing. So the steps again are reflect and refine, remove and replace, and radiate and reinforce. Now, these steps are only going to work if you have emotional regulation. If you have emotional dysregulation, this shit ain't going to work. Soon as somebody says something to you, you hear a no, you hear their shit is whack, you got big nostrils, ooh, look at your high cheekbones or something like that. That shit going to throw you off your square. You're going to be fucked up for a minute and you're going to be unpolished. They're going to throw you off your square and it ain't going to be shit that you can do. Nothing that I say is going to work as long as you have emotional dysregulation. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. And this whole notion of I just need to get my shit together. What the fuck does that mean? I just need to get my shit together. Step 1 of get my shit together. What is step 1 of get my shit together? What you going to do first? We'll get my shit together. What you gonna do? On step 1, get my shit together. I just gotta get I just got it. As soon as you say I just got it, inferior it's not going to work. Because what you got to do is learn how your whole brain functions so you know how to function. Because if you don't know how you're going to get your shit together, the first thing you got to do is say, how did your shit fall apart? How did your shit fall apart? How did that happen? Because if you don't know how you got there, you're going to be right back there again. And are y'all typing? Do I need to go to YouTube to see the responses? So let me go ahead and say, stop listening to Amy and Lala. I got to get my shit together. How did your shit fall apart? Don't nobody want to look at that. That shit is hard as hell. When I say you is your problem, you fucked up because you fucked up. What you say, Doc? You fucked up because you fucked up. Define what you are trying to get together. I'm saying y'all say that. I don't say my shit is together. I just got to get my shit together. That's what people say on my lives. I just got to get my shit together. What does that mean? What shit you getting together? Personal accountability and consistency. That is correct. So it's easy for you to say, I just need to eliminate distractions. Okay. And then what? That sounds like that woman on the live. I use my non-dominant hand so I won't be on autopilot. So it sounds like you're working on something. You sound like it's big over there. That shit sounds small as hell over here. I just need to eliminate distractions. That's all I got to do. I just got to, I'm going to get off of social media. I'm going to stop watching television. And then I'm going to just focus. That's not a fucking strategy. That's a dumbass plan. I'm going to unsubscribe to every phone. When I said no more screen time, guess what got took off my tablet? Netflix and Prime. I don't have access to it no more. I pick this motherfucker up all day long. I ain't gonna have a slip up or nothing. And I was using Nola's login. So I don't even know what her password or shit is. I can't get to that shit if I wanted to. That can't. That's not a strategy. It's not a strategy at all. But it sounds like it. And you're tricking the brain to think that you're working. And when you're sitting around a bunch of other, we got to get our shit together. We're going to get y'all together fucked it all up together. You might want to get a different friend group. You might want to get, if y'all fucked it up together, you can't heal in the place you got sick in. That's not how that works. That's not how you can't have 5 fat friends and y'all gonna all lose weight together. I ain't never seen it happen for real. Never seen it happen for real. But let me go ahead and talk about brainstorming. Y'all go ahead and type what y'all learned today, what y'all learned about yourselves, and what y'all learned about being polished and your brain conversation. So here's my definition of brainstorming in clear points. A brainstorm is intentional unleashing of your mind's energy. It sparks thoughts of colliding, connecting, and creating new possibilities. So your thoughts all come together and they're going to create new possibilities. And CAN makes the impossible possible. It's one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Brainstorming is not random. It is organized power. Organized power. A brainstorm is directed imagination with purpose. I brainstormed everything that y'all experience right now. It was all an idea. It was all a dream. It was all an idea at one point. And now it's disciplined creativity that transforms ideas into strategies. That is what it does. That's me. That's a no for me. It is disciplined creativity that transforms ideas into strategies. So everything that you experience here was a brainstormed idea on purpose, with intent, with imagination to see if it was possible. I wanted to be able to see if I could talk to the people in the world and teach them about the brain without us ever coming together, without us ever seeing each other, without us ever having a Zoom. We're going to chat, mastermind, all that stupid ass bullshit that don't fucking work. Let's see if this is possible. And it is, because CAN makes the impossible possible. That's what's taking place. It is possible. So my questions to you today are, what did you learn today? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about the brain? And what did you learn about being polished? People don't want to be polished. You want to blame everybody else. It's the system. It's this. People that are not polished want to blame people that got to where they are and say it was because of DEI. Back in my day, they were saying it was affirmative action. The only reason why you in this room is because of affirmative action. The only reason why you in this room is because your ass already knew somebody. We know who in this room because they know somebody. And we know who in this room making shit happen. The last motherfucking thing I am is affirmative action. The brain wants what it can't have. The amygdala sitting right here in the limbic system want what they can't have. They want it because I said no. As soon as you say no, people are like, why you say no to me? Think of all the shit that you get on a daily basis from me. And the only thing that you wanted was the one thing I said you couldn't have. And people use that against you. That's why they're using your amygdala against you, because they're saying you can't have this. The people who are no longer participating in any of this or engaged in what's happening never saw that closeout survey coming. And now they want it more than ever now because they can't have it. But they did value and appreciate it when it was readily available to them. Readily available. I learned about myself. I am polished from years of work. Polishing begins on the inside. I have learned that holding yourself personally accountable, Sean, not accountable, personally accountable for what did not work. Take a bigger approach to be polished and stay polished. Nola said, I learned people's goal isn't about being polished, but being profitable. Exactly. But profits hide pain. Profits make you think you polished. That's why unaccountable people switch to money. Their metric is measuring is money. And that's why I don't talk about fucking money over here. Because you can cheat to get money. All money ain't good money. And anybody can roll up on a hustle. Anybody can do that shit. You and your offspring are the sugar honey iced teas. Got it. Jared said, I learned that 3 steps to be polished by consistently assessing myself. Nola said, my discussion about my brain is I need to say no to external anxiety out loud. That is correct. That is correct. 100% that is correct. 1,000%. 1,000%. And so we had this discussion today, although it was more like a monologue instead of a dialogue, because I am at the dang thing. What I learned about myself is that I have a lot of work to do. You do. We all do. I still have a lot of work to do. And that's the difference between me and everybody else. I don't think I'm finished and complete. I don't have no, look, Ma, I made it. Everybody needs to learn how their brain functions so that you know how you function. Because let me tell you something. I got to control my amygdala. Yes, you do. That's why you got to be in the chat multiple times a day. You got to go research it. You got to go interact with the people in the chat, especially when that shit makes you feel uncomfortable. When you see something over there that intimidates the shit out of Amy and Lala, dive the fuck in. How y'all think I got to this? Y'all think I'm from, okay, I am from Glendale between 12th and 14th. 2024 Glendale. Linwood and Woodrow Wilson are the cross streets, okay? 2-family flat, 1 bathroom, claw bathtub, no shower. That's where I'm from. I'm not there anymore. I don't have when I say my lineage, my daddy was a drunk. My grandfather worked at the morgue and retired. And Levi, who knows what the hell his ass was doing, because he ended up with Goldie, and Levi was European American. So I don't have no, oh, let me call my great granddaddy. I got names. That's it. Thomas-Rodgers. And I've taken those. I'm Donna Louise Thomas Jr., Thomas-Rodgers. That's all I had. It was my motherfucking name and my motherfucking brain and faith. That's how I got all this fucking information. Are y'all not like, how the fuck she know that? How the fuck she know that? Where the fuck you get that information from? You know that too? But how you know? But I thought you said you was in the military. Because I found all that shit out because of my brain. Because I said, I got this. I understand that you have your selected, chosen white boy that you're going to promote. But you're going to have to promote me too. Because the numbers don't lie. So it's going to be me and him. It's going to be me and him. And sometimes it was me and not him when the numbers was numbering. Like, damn. Because I'm not a sellout. I'm not Pepsi with Pretty. I didn't cross over. I'm not no damn house Negro or none of that shit. My motherfucking results spoke for themselves. And it's like, damn, fuck it. We don't care. And that's what my daughter found out. Best beats everything else. When you're the baddest motherfucker in the room, everybody wants you. We want that bad motherfucker over there. I know you do. I got options. Don't let me weigh them shits. That's what this is about. When you are the baddest motherfucker, people seek you out. People hire my daughter. I hired you because of your reviews. You got the most reviews. I hired you because of your reviews. I hired you because of your reviews. She had to become a person that had 5-star reviews. We've never asked anybody for a fucking review. 20 minutes into appointment. Hey, so how do you tip? Can you tip in the app? Do you prefer to tip? How do you tip? And can we leave a review? How do we leave a review? I never used this app before. 20 minutes in. That's because be the best. Standard of excellence. Professional. You read them doggone reviews. Professional. So professional. So professional. Thought about everything. Was quiet. I asked this. Did this. Did this. Did this. Above and beyond. Second mile service. That's how that happens. That's not no fucking accident. There's no room for things that don't support my growth. And Sean said, my brain conversation is that I do have to go and register. But when I have done the full research, Inc. first, I went to bed saying that to myself. Roger that. 5-star is the standard. Second mile service, it comes from the Ritz-Carlton. So it's easier to listen to somebody else and be told something. I trust but verify. I want to know for my motherfucking self. I want to know for my, I understand, I appreciate what you said, but let me go, where you get that information from? Okay, let me go look at the information that you got. I want the information that you got. I don't want you to tell me what you know. Where did you get your information from? Where did you get it from? If it's in the manual, I can read it myself and I can apply it how I need to apply it. That's what this is about. I read brain shit all the time on Instagram. I'll show it to Noah. Like, y'all ain't never gonna learn how to use your brain with this. I don't even know who the fuck this article is for. I'm trying to figure out why did you even make this fucking post? What? So you can see how smart they are. I don't give a fuck how smart you are. If you're not trying to help me be smart too, fuck you. I don't care. So I am doing big shit behind the scenes for you to be able to see it simply. And because it seems simple for you, you taking it for granted. You making it seem like I didn't work to get the information. Like I read this somewhere. I think y'all need to go start looking at other brain people shit and see if you can understand what they're saying. One time, I think it was Picasso or Van Gogh. It wasn't Van Gogh. I think it was Picasso. He painted a painting and told the woman $10,000. And she said, $10,000? It only took you 2 hours to paint this. He said, it took me a lifetime to paint this. A lifetime. And so because in Michael Jordan, and I'm not a Michael Jordan fan because I'm Detroit Pistons and all of that, but he had that commercial where he said it got to be the shoes. And he said, the problem is I made y'all think this shit was easy. Y'all think it's the shoes. It's not the shoes. It's me. It is me. That's on me. So you wake up every day and you take for granted that the things that I have presented to you are simple. Well, they are simple, but they were easy to produce. I have videos on my YouTube channel that are 12 years old. What were you doing 10 years ago when I started on Instagram? Because that's how you get to 16,000 posts on Instagram. That's how that works. But you're not thinking about it because unlike the thought leaders and the experts, I ain't saying I worked so hard. Let me tell you what I did. I had to climb the tree both ways to get the thing, the Wi-Fi and this thing, and I had to stand on the roof and they bragging about bullshit, little dumbass shit that I be sleeping on. Like I did that shit. Oh, y'all made that a thing? I gave that shit away. They gatekeeping shit that I'm giving away for fucking free. They over here. And first thing, why I can't have the 3 steps? I gave you knowledge for 50 minutes. And the only thing you wanted was the thing that I said you couldn't have. And that's how they pimping the shit out of y'all. Well, if you want this, you got to pay for the VIP. And it fucked over your amygdala. And you over here paying. Somebody said yesterday when I said $9.99, they said hundreds or dollars. The fuck? Hundreds. Got your amygdala wanting it. Immediate gratification. I want it now. Badass credit because you want it now. Married to the wrong motherfucker because you want it now. Then trick the shit. They using your brain against your ass. And all you know is you told me I can't have it, so I want it. Where'd that come from? Fucking programming. Don't value the shit that you can actually use. Value the shit that they told you can't fucking have. If I woke up every day and said, I'm only going to give you step 1, step 2 and 3, you got to pay for. Every day you got to send me $5 to get step 2 and 3. Every day you be working on $5 to get step 2 and 3, and you would value step 2 and 3, even if step 2 and 3 said see step 1. I'm going to make that a motherfucking highlight. I paid for this. I paid good money for this. That's why that lady on fucking TikTok was mad. Because she paid some stupid ass thought leader to tell her, use your non-dominant hand and you going to be off of autopilot. And I said, that shit is going to work for 21 days. And the basal ganglia, all you're going to do is become ambidextrous. And she got mad talking about we playing ping pong. I told you the fucking truth. So you got to be neurologically sound to appreciate the value of what I'm saying. So part of the reason why you can't appreciate it as much, and I know, Sean, you say it every day, is because you ain't doing it. When my daughter was young and I would be checking the dog shit out of store managers, restaurant managers, and everything else, getting free shit and everything because they did their job wrong, she would just be like, why are you saying that? And now she found herself doing the same damn thing. because y'all don't think like a real leader. Y'all not using y'all brain. You don't know how your brain functions, and that's why you don't know how you function. So this just seems effortless. I just got rid of a student that went live twice and fucked it up. I'm day 692 days going live, and they told me I missed something on there. You see, you what? I did. I've been live 680 something. What? How? I got 5 communication certification. You got 2. You got an hour worth of lives because it was half an hour. You got an hour and 15 minutes worth of lives. I got 680 something days consecutively of live. You gonna tell me I missed something? Because your brain ain't fucking functioning. Ain't no way. Get up every day. Y'all ain't even got up every day and been active every day in Instagram. I've been on Instagram a decade. That's why you can't appreciate it, because you haven't done it. So you just like, oh, must just be simple. Must just be simple. And I haven't told you, no, you can't have access. If I told y'all right now, all of y'all got to get the fuck out of Instagram, I'm shutting it down, and it's going to be $30 a month, and I'm only taking 3 people. Well, which 3 people you taking? Which 3 people? I want to be one. What I got to do to be one of them 3 people? That's how you end up paying people a bunch of fucking money for nothing, because you don't have emotional regulation. Now, somebody that's saying, it's $9.99 a month. What I care about is you as an adult learner so that you can be a bad motherfucker too. That goes right off over your head. It goes right over your head. You're not even paying attention to that. And that's why your brain is being used against you. And you ain't getting shit. You talking about you using your non-dominant hand throughout your day to get off autopilot. The fuck is that going to do for Amy and Lala? How? How is using your non-dominant hand going to regulate these 2 badass twins? Does that make sense? It doesn't. But I'm not changing what I'm offering. I'm not about to be out here saying, well, if you got to do this, so you're like, okay, but where the VIP at? There is no VIP over here. We're all VIPs. We're all real leaders. We're all working. I'm a bad motherfucker, and you working to become a bad motherfucker. And that don't sit well. Well, who I'm going to go brag to? Nobody, because when you have a strong prefrontal cortex and you have your personality here, you don't have the need to go brag to anybody. You don't need superiority complex and inferiority complex in order for you to feel like you the shit. You're a thermostat, not a thermometer. You actually have an internal reward loop system that fulfills you automatically, so you don't have to go, nah, bitch, I'm in the VIP and you not. That's what that's for you to feel better than somebody else, even though you actually aren't. Nobody is better than anybody else. That's why I say the baddest motherfucker walking the face of the planet Earth. I ain't said the top spot. I'm on number 1 on the billionaires list. No, I don't want to be on that motherfucking list. That's a stupid ass list. You want to make money, you want to make a difference. I asked you that yesterday, Sean. You want to make money, you want to make a difference. That's going to tell me everything. Make money what? And then buy stuff. And then get to what? The level that you got fuck you money, so you just start buying dumb shit with it and doing dumb shit? Because now you need to get more money to buy more dumb shit because you're feeding your amygdalas, because they're now wanting more and more and more and more and more because it's never enough. That's what they found out when they got to the top of the billionaires list. That's what took place. And I know I've been going long. I don't really give a fuck today. Priorities. You need to be your number 1 priority. You need to know how your brain functions so you know how you function. Because now Jared is saying, it's fucking Amy and Lala. 6 months ago, you didn't know what the fuck it was. Sean keeps saying, I woke up. Nola's like, damn, it's the basal ganglia and the motherfucking dentate gyrus. So now you know what's wrong. So now you can fix it so it can be right. For you. So no, I'm not gatekeeping anything. If I told you I was going to tell you, I'm going to tell you. If I tell you I'm going to send you a message, if I'm going to send you a link, an email, whatever, I'm going to do that shit, because keep your word is one of the fucking 74 principles of real leadership. The question is, reevaluate who you are today. Ask yourself, are you actually becoming a real leader? Are you actually becoming a person that does those 74 principles of real leadership that I put in the chat yesterday? Because those motherfuckers work. They do. That's how I got here to where I am today, because of those 74 principles of real leadership. I want to make money, but keep the business driving. I understand that. Nola runs a very honest, profitable business. You can still make a difference and make money. That's what Apple did. Steve Jobs never set out to be a billionaire. He set out to make a difference and make sure that people had a computer in every home. So you can still make an impact and a buck. It's which one is flip-flop. Because the motherfuckers that keep selling y'all on gatekeeping, I'm going to give you the other steps, is making money. They don't want to make a fucking difference. They don't care if your life changes or not. Theirs is going to change. because they're going to keep offering you shit that don't fucking work. And you're going to keep buying it because they're going to say only 3 spots left, only 2 spots left. Get in now. Offer ends at the end of the month. And that's it. They've been taking all that shit and participating in all that shit and ain't got shit. And they sitting here bragging about the shit they bought with y'all money. Yes. Natural dopamine versus artificial manufactured dopamine. It's no coincidence that they stand by fucking planes, trains, and automobiles and shopping and all that shit. They did that with y'all money. And y'all got people in the comments talking about they could buy and sell your ass. Yup, with y'all money. And you the same. Oh, but you are ambidextrous because you use your non-dominant hand to be off of autopilot. So the experiment worked. The experiment worked. Even my own offspring would say, why can't I have it? Immediate gratification. The amygdala's got you trained. Why can't I have it? You didn't even ask yourself if you wanted it. You didn't even ask yourself if you was going to actually use it or you needed it. I just told you you couldn't have access to it and then you wanted it. That's all it took. Are you that easy? Yeah. Emotional dysregulation. Why can't I have it? And says, do I even want those steps? Am I ready for those 3 steps? Or should I be assessing how polished I am to actually execute the steps? Are you going to actually execute the steps? The question is, it's up to you. Because now you have the steps. And how did you feel? You didn't, no one said thank you. Did I hear a thank you after I gave you the steps? No. Not one person. Not one person said thank you. You got the steps and didn't say thank you. Yeah. Turn around at turnarounddoctor.com. So now you got the steps. I told you couldn't have the steps. You asked the question. I gave you the steps. Not one person said thank you. So you didn't close the reward loop for me. I gave you what Amy and Lala wanted, and then you didn't say thank you to me. So my reward circuit is not closed. But you just got it because you wanted it because I told you you couldn't have it. How you feel about that? Didn't even, because Amy and Lala just wanted it. They heard no and they said we want that because we heard no. And so you got it. So what does that demonstrate? I'm glad you asked. That demonstrates that you actually don't want the thing that you pay for. You don't actually want the thing that they said that you couldn't have. You're not going to use it. You just wanted it because you were told you couldn't have it. And so your brain is programmed to get it because you couldn't have it, but you don't value it because your prefrontal cortex didn't want it. Amy and Lala wanted it. You got a garage full of shit that you wanted that you're not using because you were told you couldn't have it. That's all you did. Immediate gratification. Now I got it. Okay, we good. No, thank you. No, I appreciate it. Okay. And now you were distracted by your grandchild. So see, and you said you need to work on getting rid of clutter and getting rid of distractions. So then I gave it to you, and now you weren't even available to receive it correctly. And now you have to watch the rewatch. Got it. So how should I feel right now? Yeah. So see how all this is working? Taking it for granted. You wake up tomorrow and the shit is gone. Then you're going to be like, hey, Doc, I'll sit down, Jared, you back? You taking it for granted. Because I told you no. And that's how they got y'all asses. Yeah, she was on my ear, distracting me. There you go. There you go. And so now you couldn't get what you needed anyway. So you got the steps, and now you got to rewatch the steps because of a distraction. So correct. It was all very disrespectful. Treat people with dignity and respect, however, is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And so it's easy to take me for granted because I am not reminding you of all my grandeur. But if you, just like I said I would never get married again because marriage is just a contract to make you come home every day. So I'm not going to make you value and appreciate this. Either you're going to value and appreciate it. I am going to make you do the work while you're here. But the old saying is true. You don't miss your water till your well runs dry. You're getting all of this over here. And because the unaccountables and effects experts told you don't value free and cheap, you getting gold, liquid gold over here. But you over somewhere else paying $1,000 to find out to use your non-dominant hand to be off of autopilot because only 16 people could get that offer. They just needed $16,000 that month, and that's why it could only be 16 people. They need, if it's only 50 spots, just know that whatever that price is, that's how much money they need that month. That's why it's only that amount. That's what it is. But we all reserve the right to get better, and I'm here for the long haul. I asked you what you sent me at a notification on how to subscribe. I did, and I said I have access to all there. I'm asking for patience. I do not know what time it comes. I know, Lola. I understand, Lola, where you started. Yes, ma'am. And you can still message me, and I will tell you what to do. Sean had needed some support. Jessica needed some support. And I know you don't know what you're doing. And Regina didn't know either. So there's only a few people on Instagram that knew what they were doing. I understand that. And I thought you was asleep by now. Okay. I hope you feel better today. I appreciate you being here and on TikTok this morning. I was looking forward to this since I came across you yesterday. Okay, cool. We'll do more than look forward. Subscribe and do the damn work. So are we clear, ladies and gentlemen? And I know I'm over, and I actually don't give a fuck today. I actually don't, because all of this you all needed to understand neurologically what's taking place. And the fact that you are taking something that you asked for granted. Why is it that if you asked the higher power for this, why did it need to be expensive? Why is it that expensive means better? It doesn't. It just means more. Doesn't mean, Carmex ain't expensive, but I need this shit. I live in the desert. This right here, this ain't expensive, but be outside in 100-degree weather and don't have this. This is very valuable when your lips are dry. So you have been programmed that inexpensive or free isn't valuable. Why? So people could charge you more so that you would think that it was valuable. Okay. How much expensive shit you got that changed your life? I got a purse that cost $3,000 way back in 2005. It's an indie bag from Gucci. I kept it, but it didn't change my life. It didn't change my life. So do you want your life to change? Because it's coming packaged differently. And it's coming packaged in a workout outfit called Sweat Equity. Little brain with a little headband on and some sneakers. You got to do the work. When I say I'm the baddest motherfucker walking the face of the planet Earth, I am. But why do I got to keep saying that? Why do I got to keep saying that for y'all? It's for y'all. It's not for me. Because I'm going to get off this live. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to exfoliate my skin. I'm going to go to some appointments with my daughter. I'm going to go prepare and read and do some other shit. And I'm going to be back here. That's why it's a multi-million-dollar motivation. It's $1 billion. But yes, Jessica, that's why it is. So you have been programmed they have programmed you, and they've been programmed to say, for the next 2 steps, you got to sign up. It's a quid pro quo. It will. But I'm going to do it this way. Because I'm going to do it according to Frank Sinatra, my way. I'm not doing that shit because I got to go to sleep at night every day. I need to be able to look myself in the motherfucking mirror. Yeah, we got these motherfuckers today. How much came in? 50,000, 50 racks. Yeah, I'm about to go put up in a whoop. I'm going on vacation. Look where I'm at on my yacht and shit. I got to sleep at night. I got to go meet my maker one day, and I ain't about to be getting in fucking trouble. I'm not trying to go to hell. I'm not with gasoline drawers on. That's not what I'm fucking doing. But y'all ain't doing y'all part. You subscribe. Stories. Lola will send you some more instructions. Interact in the damn chat. Get on here in the morning and fucking learn and do what I'm saying do so you can be a badass too. Do the work. Do the damn work. Because I'm not going to continue to send you too many more messages. I'm not talking to you, Sean. We had a different thing going on. And 1 foot out. And I've been so honest in my brain dumb crazy how I really needed this live. You scared. You don't value it, number one. Y'all don't value it because you technically didn't have to work for it. All you had to do was listen and sign up. And so you have been programmed that in order for it to be valuable, it's got to be expensive or it's got to be really hard. And you're not used to doing shit every day because them stupid raggedy ass programs that they got don't make you have to do stuff every day because they're not fucking present. Somebody else set that shit up, came to them, put a package together, sold that shit to y'all. They didn't even write what the fuck they was saying. And now y'all over here subscribing to a motherfucker who ain't even write the words coming out of their damn mouth, didn't put the program together, didn't write none of this shit, didn't set the fucking conference up, the teleconference or nothing else. And y'all over here looking at a motherfucker who ain't shit. That's why you ain't shit. Listening to them because they didn't do the work. I'm the only one that did the motherfucking work with no fucking team. That's why it's different. That's why I can respond to you. Well, she must not be doing shit. How big could she be if she ain't got no staff to respond? How the fuck the staff gonna respond when I made this? How? How? But didn't she say she don't have a car? Like, how come she? What the fuck I need a car for to tell y'all how to use y'all brain? Why we ain't seen the rest of her house? I don't trust her because we all we ever see is her in one of them shirts. And like I thought she said she knows celebrities. Where the photos at? Where that's at? All they gotta do is to stand next to somebody for y'all renting shit. We see people renting shit in Las Vegas all the damn time. All the time. I was at this, look at me. That means this. Pay me $5,000. Shit don't fucking work. Good morning, Firefly. I must say your courses and all the courses I have done, you are the most clear that I have already spent dollars on. Just for Women Leadership Conference was $900. Sean, have you given me $900? Do you realize? Okay, let's run the numbers right quick. And if you got to go ahead. But let's just run the numbers. Okay, so if you if you stay in the subscriptions for a whole year, it will be $119.88 for the whole year. For the whole year. And oh, by the way, I don't get all that money. I'm not even getting $9.99. I think I'm getting $6.97. So it's less than that. But Instagram will get $119.88. You are so correct. This is the worst time I pay for myself. I'm not used to putting money into myself. I pay for everyone else. When it's for me, I'm getting out of the box. The house show, most celebrities rent. Yes, your program has really made a difference in my point of view. Exactly. So they told you to go to that $900 women's conference. No, ma'am, only $9.99. Okay, cool. Got it. Have you gotten more for your $9.99 than your $900? Because that ain't even 10%. That's 1% of that $900. 10% will be $90. So have you gotten more for your $9.99 than you did for your $900? They gave you, and you had those nice little synaptic connections while you were there. You got home, you put them t-shirts, that bag, all that shit. It's in a closet now somewhere, and you ain't used none of that shit and forgot what they said. That's what took place. But that's what you've been programmed, and they've been programmed to sell it. Got to get a conference, got to make some money. This is how you get some quick fixes. They do those annual conferences because they get their money from y'all all once a year, and that's it. Save up for the next conference and all of that, and the shit don't work. Because the people that are presenting the shit to you are not the people that put it together, and the people that put it together are not the people presented to you. And it's just one big old nice little Ponzi scheme that's saying women's empowerment. Sales, just like motivation. We're going confidence. We're going to give women confidence. Be confident in this shit. I'm confident the shit don't work. I've been to them conferences, VIP, all that, backstage passes and everything else, and left with nothing. Tried to put that shit, and I tried to use it, and the shit don't work. It's set up for you not to be able to use it. So you can come back to the conference next year in 6 months. They call them conference junkies. That's what that is. So, yeah. So I'm not changing. This is it. I'm an educator. This is what it's going to be when I get to the number. I believe it's 3,000 people. That's it. Nobody will have access to it. I'm not overwhelming myself. If it only is 1,000, then it's 1,000 because I'm the one that's actually doing this. I'm not going to have a team. I don't need a team. There will be a team. There will be an app later on in the future. So you don't value it, but you value that shit because you said, shit, I paid $900 for this conference, and you based it upon how much money you spent instead of the value that you did not get. And we was there, and we had so many people, got Lisa Nichols and Young Van Zant, and then we're going to have Hillary Clinton and all these people. And all you're going to do is sit in the chair. And then they're going to do some chunking. You're going to buy some more shit from the backstage and all of that other shit, and you're going to take all that shit home and use none of it. Yes, ma'am, I've gotten so much, I even started sharing the love to better acquainted with social media. Yes. And I'm trying not to just do my morning routine. Exactly. So y'all need to start valuing this because it can be taken away from you. And I'm not saying I'm getting taken away. I'm saying you ain't going to have access to it. You can do the damn work or you can not. And you can go off back into conference land and not know how to use your brain. Because the expectation here is sweat equity. It's like she asking for a lot for $9.99. No, she's not. Because the brain says, I paid $900, you owe me. And I'm saying this Planet Fitness over in this motherfucker. You got a cheap ass entry fee. You got to do the damn work. I'm not going to, I already did the work. And so and the more, this is the last thing that I will say, and I'm for real, because I got to pee. I had some tea and some coffee. You don't understand how I think because you don't understand how you think. Soon as you start learning how your brain functions, just like your children thought you was crazy, and the more adult they became, it's like, damn, you had a lot of sense, mom, dad. I didn't realize that shit. Same thing is happening. You're processing what I'm saying through emotional dysregulation and an atrophied prefrontal cortex. And as soon as you start using your brain, you're not going to become me. You're going to become you. Nola and I don't think the same. But the things that she thinks about, her brain is clear. You can get rid of the brain fog. And that's what's happening. So everything I do is the opposite of everything else everybody else does on purpose. So your brain has to think about what I'm saying do. It's not programmed. You're not going to go to my website, see me, hey, here's my about page. Now you're like, damn, where's that? Where the button? Damn, there ain't no photos. I want nothing. Not a photo no more. When we redid the website, we did that on purpose. You get the Instagram, you're like, you got to be in your prefrontal cortex to be over here. Yes, ma'am. No, it's asking us to be interactive and interested in the content. That is correct. So go do your part. I'm doing my part. You need to do your part. Go ahead, Jared. And that's why I said, if you got to go, you got to go. See you in the chat. So I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. If God, higher power in the universe, allow me to be there, I will be. And you need to do the damn work in the damn chat. That's what you need to do. You need to do the damn work because I'm already doing the work. And that other shit don't work. Okay? No, you're not. Her stuff works. I used her methods and not one argument occurred. That is correct. That is correct. And she talking about with the deck, if I'm reading that correctly, with her and her spouse. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I know long-winded ass the live today, but y'all got to do the damn work or y'all going to not be able to have access to this because I actually do know my worth. And I'm measuring sweat equity from you all, not $9.99 a month. That's not a measurement of success for an educator. Students learning, applying it, growing, developing. That's the actual measurement. So there will be 3,000 people. The question is, are you going to be one of those 3,000 people? Yes or no? That's like mid-size high school. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care. Adios. Wrong way.